Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I'll be going over the latest news for Star Trek Online and some highlights from DECA's first 10 Forward stream. As always, chapters to each topic are listed below. First up is the DECA stream. There seems to be some issues with the Twitch VOD on their channel, but as many of you have already seen, I have uploaded a copy of their stream to my channel for anyone that wants to watch or listen to the entire thing. Alternatively, over on the STO subreddit, MethodMundane93 has a great write-up that covers the highlights from each section of the stream. Now, I'm going to focus on the key takeaways that I had from the stream, but I do want to be clear here that this was just an introductory stream allowing us to finally hear directly from some of the new management team for STO over at DECA Games. There was no specific ship or content revealed here. The later parts of the stream where they did talk about the future were more of explaining the direction things are heading. And my first note here is confirmation from DECA that they do eventually want to match the content output that Cryptic had, and once they have settled into that, they want to invest more and look at new features for the game, though that is still a few years out. With the game having an old, arcane, weird engine that doesn't conform to modern norms, as Borticus said, it has taken longer to train people up, so it is going to take them time to ramp up to that content output that Cryptic had, but they are working towards that goal. So if any of you were wondering about STO's future and how long this game is going to be around, DECA is here making long-term investments training up new staff. They seem to have no intention of putting the game into a maintenance mode as some had feared. Next up, regarding the recent Heart of the Matter update being quite small, the reason they gave boils down to the team still ramping up capabilities as I had just mentioned. The team has been working on the next big update for the game, which was already in pre-production as soon as the anniversary episode started. But with episodes being the most complicated additions to the game, they want to make sure that what they're releasing is at the correct standard and quality level that we've come to expect. And they were not going to have that big update ready for the expected content drop window that we get in the May to June timeframe, so they opted for a smaller update using some experimental content they had on hand. The story mission was originally meant to be a patrol, but it had too much story, so it became a mini episode. And for both it and the TFO Devil's Heart, it seems for a while, they were unsure either would actually make it live. And that lines up because the Devil's Heart TFO has been in development for quite some time. In fact, it leaked in September of 2024 before quickly being pulled from the game. So we got a smaller update with some content that seems to have been shelved at one point to give us something to do while the team cooks up the next big update. And I don't know how you all felt about the Heart of the Matter update, but if the end result is us getting a really great addition to the game later this year with Season 34, then I'm fine with that smaller filler type release. I just hope that if they do smaller releases like that in the future, that they include some additional rewards for rerunning the content, so it feels a bit more rewarding. You don't need 20 of the same space device spamming your inventory. Next up is regarding the current and future story arcs. The current story arc was meant to end with the 16th anniversary event early next year, but with how much is going on in the story, they decided to insert one more episode to give the story enough room. It was also stated that the current story arc will have an extremely climactic conclusion. Now, we don't know what their output level is going to be at by this time next year, but if it does remain at just one additional episode beyond the 16th anniversary, you'd expect that to be the episode that would then be dropping in late spring, early summer, which would then likely indicate that the next story arc would be starting up in fall of 2026. As for what that arc will be, they have run 3 stories past Paramount so far and received good feedback, but sounds like nothing is locked in quite yet. They are well aware that us dealing with Universe Crisis after Universe Crisis is a bit tiring, and they do want to focus on exploration and personal stories with the next arc. They also want to tie into content seen in more recent shows and explore some unanswered questions around those elements. So this is still a year plus out, but I do like to hear that they're not going with another galactic crisis. I don't know if it's exactly what they mean here with personal stories, but I would love to see more self-contained stories. With how spread out the releases are for STO, it can be a bit rough to follow larger stories and maintain interest in them over a multi-year time span with only 3 updates a year. And beyond that, they mentioned streams will not be happening weekly. As I mentioned the other day, you can expect these 10 forwards to mostly occur when there's new content or ships added to the game. And they said that they do still plan to tag in content creators every now and then as well. Now, for the Q&A, the first thing here is, are they open to story suggestions? And they were nice about the answer, but the answer is the same as it's always been: no. Is there a plan in the future to make the learning curve for new players more intuitive? With DECA coming in and learning the game, they are very well aware that there are some issues with the game early on, so they do want to make things more accessible, but they don't have anything, confirmed at this time. And they mentioned a new art lead, and I had some people asking, is this person replacing Thomas? Thomas is the art director, so I'm assuming this is a position under him there. Now, regarding content that was removed, they have talked about, bringing some stuff back or reworking it, but that's just talks. There's nothing actually planned right now. And regarding the old Muds Bundle sales, they were asked if they're going to start happening again, and Cam, the production manager for the game, simply said yes. Suna expanded and said that there is an internal date for the sale, but they're not prepared to share it yet, just that they are going to be returning. It is planned. So, if you've been wanting to pick up some of the older Muds bundles, at some point in the future, that sale is going to be returning. Overall, while there were a few issues with the stream, like the VOD not being saved, it was a good first stream for them. They didn't get into anything too specific, but what they did cover there, that was a good start for them. And I do want to thank Method Mundane again for doing that write-up on Reddit, because that is quite a bit more detailed than the notes that I had taken while watching the stream live, so I do appreciate that. And again, if you want to take a full look at their breakdown, which just is a full write-up of everything that was said in there, I'll have that linked down below. And shifting over to the news, we have a 15% key sale live on PC right now, along with a return of the 20 keyring bundle, and this is live until July 19th at noon Pacific. 15% off is really not that great when we've had multiple 25% sales recently, so honestly, I just wouldn't take advantage of this sale. Just save your Zen for a better sale in the future. And heading over to the PC patch notes from July 15th, yes, I'm a few days behind here. They fixed a bug where the Wrath of Khan cadet uniform wasn't available to all races, so that should now work. And the female belt should also be available to unlock now. They fixed an issue where costume parts clip through each other. They fixed an issue with the Warden costume, where the variants were not advertised as included in the variant list. The legendary Merc Worker Assault Cruiser's turn rate is now 8, as stated in various packs. Now, as some of you may recall, there were issues with the World Razor that happened like a month and a half ago that also impacted the Akira and a few other ships. I believe that set of bugs has impacted a ton of ships in the game. The legendary Merc Worker Assault Cruiser is probably just one of them here. But I'd made a bug report that I'd put on the official Discord as well. But I'd found that the Protostar, the Dauntless 2, the Theseus, for instance, were ships that had issues, and I can still demonstrate this right now. The Dauntless 2 is supposed to have a shield modifier of 1.6, but when I look at it here in my dry dock, you can see it's got a shield modifier of 1.15, and if I were to pull it out of my dry dock and slap a shield on it and take it up to space, I would see it is actually there at 1.15, so I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of ships in the game right now that have stats broken and we just don't know about it. I know that there's been people complaining about inertia recently, and it's probably all related to the database issue that they had with the World Razor. Bordicus said, we were lucky it only impacted, a couple ships there. I think it actually impacted a ton more than what we first thought it did. But heading back to the patch notes, they added an additional Science Console slot to the Mchala Bird of Prey refit. They fixed the Tier 6 Pilot Destroyer, I believe that's the Deimos. The Admiralty card on that is now the correct quality, ultra rare. They fixed some material issues with the Ranger 2 and Warden, some issues with the Proxima 2 visuals there. And the final thing here is for the Warden Starship Trait Hellbore Light. This will now drain 5% of the max shields of the target, or 10,000 shield capacity, whichever is less, so they've added a cap to the shield drain there. Now, looking at the description of this in-game, the only thing that I think actually changed with the Tuesday patch is adding that text to the description. When it comes to the actual performance, I am not really noticing a difference. So, if you're wanting to know if the performance of Hellbore is any different than last week, the answer is no. It's still doing really crazy things. I expect that there's probably going to be some more tuning done to it. I really don't want to recommend people go out and pick it up right now because I feel like the performance is not representative of what you're going to see from this, like 6 months from now. So it's your money if you want to play around with it right now while it's like this, but I really don't think it's going to remain like this long term. But that is all I have for you guys today. For the end bit here, I am going to be showing you guys some footage of me opening some promo packs. There is some adult language. This happened while I was hanging out in voice chat the other night, so just be aware of that. It's not safe for work. Don't let your kids hear it. There's going to be a lot of F-bombs and all that. It's just a really funny clip I wanted to share. But as always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. Do I just strip these packs open?
I mean, you're not going to get anything anyway, so...
And when you don't, you're going to blame it on the fact that you didn't wait.
Yeah, I should blame it on me, probably.
It is Salty's fault.
I mean, the percentages in this game are so fucking bad. Like, I think if you're gonna gamble in a game, it's better value to just gamble for knives in CSGO.
At least those you can trade in for money.
Yeah.
Oh, they were wrong. How many do you have left, Spencer?
I mean, you can still delete them, so...
Yeah, we've got 40 left.
It's fair.
I know some people who deleted the promo boxes.
Spencer, I did, if anything, I popped two boxes after you won your ship and I got nothing. Your theory is disproven.
Well, I'm going to go take advantage of it myself. You ready to watch me win another ship?
No, because you're not going to win another ship. Fuck you. Fuck you. Motherfucker.